and welcome to That's English.
Today's programme is all about the natural world.
First, let's talk about the weather and the countryside. El campo, the countryside. What do you do, Ashley, to find out about the weather?
I use this.
A pine cone.
Yes, it always works. When it's closed, the weather is wet. When it's open, the weather is dry.
Is it closed now?
No, that's because it's dry outside.
Is it dry, Sam?
No, it's wet.
Oh, well, it usually works.
I think we need an expert. Carol Dakin is a weather forecaster.
A weather forecaster, meteorologa.
She is responsible for the morning weather forecast on the TV.
Se encarga de dar la predicción del tiempo en televisión por la mañana.
As you watch the documentary about Carol Dakin, try to find the answer to this question. Why is Britain an interesting place to be a weather forecaster? ¿Por qué es Gran Bretaña un lugar interesante para una meteoróloga?
The weather in Britain changes a lot. A day can start cold and foggy, change to warm and rainy, and end hot and sunny. A person who knows a lot about weather is Carol Dakin, a TV weatherwoman. Carol, can you describe your job for us?
Yes, I'm a weather forecaster on television, but I work for the Met Office, the Meteorological Office. In the morning, the meteorologists look at all the data about the weather from all over the world, from Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia and America.
How do they get the data about the weather?
The data comes from different places, for example, satellite information, radar pictures, etc. And all that data goes into a very big and fast computer. Then our team of forecasters work on the weather forecasts for the next 24 to 48 hours.
Is Britain an interesting place to be a weather forecaster?
Oh yes, very interesting. In some countries they get the same kind of weather day after day, but in Britain the weather changes all the time. People are very interested in the weather here. Because the weather changes a lot, people talk about the weather all the time.
Good morning, Sandra. Nice sunny day.
Yes, but the wind is a bit cold.
It's sunny.
Fine, not raining.
Terrible. Cold. Miserable.
Do you only forecast British weather?
I usually do the weather forecasts on local television, so that's mainly British weather. But I do sometimes work on an international programme, and then I forecast the weather all over the world. There's a lot of snow across the Alps and across much of the north of Europe at the moment as well. It's very cold with temperatures below zero. In Spain, the weather is very good. It is sunny with no wind and temperatures of 28 degrees centigrade in the south of Spain and 15 to 20 in the north.
What is the answer to our question? Listen again.
Is Britain an interesting place to be a weather forecaster?
Oh yes, very interesting. In some countries they get the same kind of weather day after day, but in Britain the weather changes all the time.
Britain is an interesting place to be a weather forecaster because the weather changes all the time.
That's why British people talk about the weather so much.
Yes, we talk about the weather a lot.
Next, we hear about the weather in different parts of the world.
Yes, we ask people from different English-speaking countries in different parts of the world about the weather in their countries. What's the weather like in July and in December?
Listen to the answers to the question. What's the weather like in July and in December in your hometown?
The weather in summer in Vancouver is very hot. In the winter, it does get very cold. We do get snow.
In summer, Auckland is very hot and very humid.
In summer, it can get really hot, about 40 degrees Celsius. In winter, it is very cold, but it doesn't snow where I live.
The weather in summer in Jamaica is hot. It's really hot. In winter, it's still hot.
In the summer, there's a lot of rain in Mumbai.
The weather in the summer in San Francisco is very warm and dry. The weather in San Francisco in the winter is very cold and foggy.
In summer, it's not usually sunny. Most of the time it rains. In the winter, it rains.
Generally, the weather is quite windy and quite wet.
Well, it's certainly very hot in some countries in the summer.
Not in Britain.
In Britain, the weather changes all the time. So it's a good idea to have good windows.
Yes. Next is an advertisement for windows. As you watch, try to answer this question.
How many weather words do you hear?
¿Cuántas palabras relacionadas con el tiempo se mencionan?
Buy Windsor Windows and be happy in any weather. Windsor Windows are good in cold weather. Windsor Windows are good in hot weather. Windsor Windows are good when it rains. They're good when it snows. And they're good when it's sunny. And they're good for the quiet life. But they're not good for footballs.
Oh dear.
What is the answer to our question?
How many weather words do you hear? Listen again.
Windsor Windows are good in cold weather. Windsor Windows are good in hot weather. Windsor Windows are good when it rains. They're good when it snows. And they're good when it's sunny.
So, what's the answer?
Cold weather, hot weather, it rains, it snows, and it's sunny. 5.
That's right. 5 different kinds of weather.
And Windsor Windows are good in them all.
But not for footballs.
No.
In traditional Britain, modern Britain, we go into the countryside.
We meet a traditional farmer in 1961, un agricultor, or ganadero, a farmer.
Then we meet his son, also in 1961, but he is a modern farmer, not a traditional farmer.
Finally, we meet his grandson, Michael, in 2011. He's also a farmer.
Our question is Michael's farm similar to his father's farm or to his grandfather's farm?
¿Se parece la granja de Michael a la de su padre o a la de su abuelo?
This is the farm of George and Margaret Judd. It's a traditional small farm in a valley next to a river. There are some pigs, some cows, 6 or 7 hens, and a horse. They also grow cereals.
My farm is similar to my father's farm. And similar to his father's farm.
Their son Jack is also a farmer. But he doesn't work on his father's farm. He has a different farm. His farm is also in a valley next to a river. Is Jack's farm similar to his father's farm, small, traditional and varied? No, not at all. Jack's farm is very big and very modern. And there are only pigs. Do the pigs live and eat by the river? No, they live in big buildings and they never go outside.
My farm isn't similar to my father's farm. It's different. I'm a modern farmer.
Today, Jack's farm is still very big and very modern. Jack has a son, Michael, and he is also a farmer. But he doesn't work on his father's farm. He has a farm of his own. His farm is not in a valley, it's in the hills. Is Michael's farm similar to his father's farm, very big and very modern? No, Michael is an organic farmer. He doesn't use modern technology and he doesn't use chemicals. On Michael's farm, there are some pigs, some cows, 6 or 7 hens and a horse. He also grows cereals. His farm is similar to his grandfather's farm, small, traditional and varied.
My farm isn't similar to my father's farm. It's different. But it is similar to my grandfather's farm. I'm a modern farmer. I think the old ways are right and that modern factory farming is wrong.
What is the answer to our question?
Listen again.
Is Michael's farm similar to his father's farm, very big and very modern? No, Michael is an organic farmer. He doesn't use modern technology and he doesn't use chemicals. On Michael's farm, there are some pigs, some cows, 6 or 7 hens and a horse. He also grows cereals. His farm is similar to his grandfather's farm, small, traditional and varied.
Life is interesting, isn't it? The young farmer, Michael, has a traditional farm, similar to his grandfather's.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Well, that's all for this unit.
See you again next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.